You know what would be better than watching this commercial? Watching your commercial. Join the party that is Make Your Day Richer TV by advertising your brand, business, or project during the show. Use us to promote what you're doing to make our viewers' day richer. Scan the QR code or visit makeyourdayricher.com/advertising to start promoting today.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Oh, welcome to the show, everyone. I want to start out by saying I found out who my dead relative was. So if you watched yesterday's show, I was talking about how I went to a psychic. I got invited to go see a psychic. And as she had her hands on my rose petals, she said, "Is your dad's mother dead?" And I said, "No." And she said, "There's someone on your dad's side with female energy that starts with an M. Who is it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't really know anybody from my dad's side." So I talked to my dad yesterday. Oh, so she said, "It's not, if your grandmother is not dead, then it's her mother." And I was like, "I have no idea." But she said her name starts with an M. So I called my dad yesterday, and her name, his mother's name is Monica. Who knew? I did not know that. I didn't even know that. So she said that she is watching over me, a woman I've never met and didn't even know existed. And then my dad said, she was so fun. She was such a fun, really great woman. So at least, Monica, thank you. So at least I have a good one watching over me. I had no idea. But how creepy. So psychics are like, I totally into it. I have a little rock. I do the cards. I do all the things. And then there's like part of me that's like, come on, like when it's really kind of general. And that's what I felt like she was. She was like, "Oh, it's not your grandma's not dead. No, well then it's someone else." And I was like, "Okay." Turns out she was right. So whatever. How crazy. How crazy. Now I want to call my dad's mom and talk to her about her mother. Maybe I'll have her on my show, and then maybe I'll get the psychic here, and then Monica will come and it'll be a whole thing. I don't know. Maybe that's too much. Anyway, thank you for 196,000 views and downloads of this show. Every day, I'm just blown away by your generosity to watch this show, to share the show. I am honored to bring you so many amazing people every single day that I think you should meet. And I have a goal of getting to 200,000 by February 1st. And we have 3 more days for that. So if you can just hit that share button right now, or the like button, or copy and paste it in a text message to someone and help us get there, would you? Good. Also yesterday, we were supposed to have 2 guests, but AJ Tyler, something happened, technology, and he ended up joining as soon as we finished the show yesterday. He was in some mystery room, probably with Monica. We don't even know where he was. And he's going to come back later. We're rescheduling him. So you'll get to see AJ. And we had a game all situated for him. It was very sad. But anyway, I also want to thank Rich Bennett, who put together a really good networking meeting last night for the Chesapeake Podcast Network. Met some really cool people. So hi to everyone there. And I'll see you next month. Okay. I think that's it. I think we should just get to the show because we have a really good show. Michelle Ann Johnson is here. Anna Przy is here. We have so much to talk about today. So we're going to take a break so I can reconfigure everything because it's just me here. And then Michelle Ann Johnson will just magically be here when we get back. All right. We'll see you in a second. Bye-bye.
Listen, everyone needs a co-conspirator to reimagine their lives and uncover the opportunities in the challenges they face. If you are looking for the place where hope meets possibility and you are ready to create a life of meaning despite the diagnosis, look no further. Helen is a certified professional coach with a background in medical research and an autoimmune diagnosis who brings compassion, empathy, and your best interests to every conversation. Learn more about coaching with Helen at helensampsonmullen.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. My first guest is someone who understands the power of presence and influence like few others. Her journey is remarkable, spanning 2 decades as a Hollywood actress, gracing the sets of iconic shows like Friends, Bones, Modern Family. I mean, there's so many more that we're going to talk to her about. But her influence extends far beyond the screen. As a keynote speaker, executive coach, and consultant, she empowers senior leaders at major corporations to unlock their authentic leadership potential. Her mission is to inspire us all to do the work within, to do your work in the world, and I'm thrilled to delve into her insights and wisdom today. So please welcome Michelle Ann Johnson. Good morning.
Good morning. That was such an incredible story about the psychic.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, I'm very intuitive as well.
Oh.
And I actually studied with a psychic for about 5
Oh.
years. She is a fantastic psychic. And so I totally believe in all that stuff.
I know. It's like one of those things where like I have lots of friends and who are intuitive like that. And I love the card readings. I love all of it. And then I'm also like, yeah, but this sometimes it's just too real to be true, you know?
Yeah.
And I get scared. Yeah.
It can be very
Yeah.
scary. Yes.
Yeah. When did you, we'll get to why you're really here. This is my problem is I tell everybody it's going to be 10 minutes and then I get excited and it's 4 hours later. When did you realize you were intuitive?
I had dreams when I was a kid. Some call them prophetic or, I had out-of-body experiences when I was a kid as well. I didn't put 2 and 2 together though, until I was, I think in my late 30s. I was starting to meditate. I was starting to kind of open up to this spiritual world and I didn't know what I was doing. And so I reached out to an astrologer that she had a website that I sometimes frequented. And I was like, I'm having these dreams. And when I meditate, the lamp next to my bed starts to tick and all these strange things. I feel like there's this presence in my room when I'm meditating. And she was like, oh yeah, you're really psychic and you should figure out, how you get your messages. And she gave me these exercises to do. And I was working in a corporate job at the time. And so I went to my job and told my coworker / boss, I was like, hey, I want to try these exercises to see if I'm psychic. And one of them was have somebody give you a photograph of someone that they know very well. You don't know them. Have them give you the picture. You stare at the photograph, unzip the top of your head, let the messages flow and see what you get. And so I did this and I was very skeptical. I was just like, yeah, let's just see whatever. But she gave me the photograph and so I did the exercise and I got all these messages about this woman and the photograph. And so I wrote them on a sticky and gave them to my coworker and said, I'm sure this is all wrong. And she's like, actually, everything you said is right. So that was the beginning. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. I felt like I was a superhero who had discovered that I had this superpower. And so I had to figure out what makes this all possible. And so I studied with the psychic and did all this reading and studying. And so, yeah. And I don't practice as a psychic now, but I definitely use my intuitive skills in the work that I do as a coach. It makes me a really, really good executive coach because I don't need a whole lot of backstory and all of that stuff. I can kind of read people very well.
Oh, I mean, you've had, obviously, now that we know, a crazy life with all kinds of like different stories and paths. And you spent, like I was saying before, decades in TV, all of these amazing shows. You had a life that so many people would be like, well, that's my dream. That's, how could you walk away from that? That's like, the best thing you could ever do. Did you want to be an actress? Like, is that what you wanted to be when you were a kid?
No, I think I am a performer by nature. I think I came out of the womb as a performer with a certain set of skills. Both my parents are very, very big personalities, very good storytellers. I think I just got those genes. But I grew up in Los Angeles, and so it was almost like a given. There's just the industry is around you, and it was never anything like, I want to be an actor when I grow up. I kind of just started doing it when I was a kid. I was the little girl who would play the fairy in the community college plays. And then when I went to high school, that's really when I started doing plays, doing theater, and got the acting bug. But even then, I was never like, I want to be an actor. It was just something I always did. And then I just found myself doing it more and more. And then suddenly I'm on movie sets and TV shows. And it wasn't a very conscious process for me. It was just something I always did. I was good at it. I was getting rewarded for it. And I think that is what contributed to me getting to a point in my life where I had these two successful careers. I was a corporate manager and also a professional actress at the same time, but I was not happy on the inside because I hadn't really done that self-reflection, that introspection to really figure out, who am I? What do I want to be doing with my life? Is it acting? Is it something else? I really don't know, because I hadn't taken the time. Yeah.
How long did that take to figure out, like, no, this is what I should be doing?
It took me 5 years. I call it my big timeout. It was a 5-year. I thought it was going to be a 1-year sabbatical. I'd saved up enough money to take a year off and discover all of these abilities that I had then discovered that I have, and do my spiritual journey and come out on the other side. And it ended up taking 5 years. Because there was just a lot of stuff that I needed to find out about myself. There were a lot of things that I needed to reconcile. I'd had a very difficult childhood and hadn't really faced that, and looked under the nooks and crannies in my psyche to really figure out how those things had affected me. So it just took me some time to unpack all of that, and also to then reimagine what I wanted my life to look like. So there were kind of two processes that were going on simultaneously, reconciling the past and then envisioning the future. And that took 5 years.
That kind of seems like your entire life. You've always had like two paths, right? Like, you were on set on Modern Family, and then you're also in the corporate world at all times as well. Was it easy to walk away from that, like the glamour of Hollywood?
Well, unless you are one of the A-list actors that are walking the red carpets, it's not very glamorous.
Mhm.
It's not very sexy.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of, mystique and all of that, but if you are one of the journeywomen actors, the working actors that are kind of coming in every week, doing the guest spots as the cop, the lawyer, the doctor, for me, at least, it was not that glamorous. There's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of sitting in your trailer alone. There's a lot of all of that stuff. And I think that contributed to me feeling like, I'm wasting my time here. There's got to be something else that I should be doing with my life. And I think for me, my personality, I like to feel like I'm contributing something of value. And I just wasn't feeling that when I was on these movie sets and TV shows. And so I think it was actually a good thing for me to experience that level of boredom as an actor, because when I decided to quit, there really wasn't like a whole lot that was keeping me there. So, so no, it was not very difficult. What was difficult for me is I'm a type A personality. I love to accomplish. I love to achieve. I love to do things. And to walk away from the doing part of my life, to walk away from the external measures of success, and really just turn inward and focus on how I was growing on the inside, and really having to change my metric of growth and success to an internal one instead of an external one. That one was difficult for me.
Well, tell everybody what you are doing now so people can connect with you.
Yeah, well, I'm an executive coach. I've been an executive coach for the last 7 years now. Since 2018, I started my own company, my own practice as an executive coach, working with senior leaders, as you said. And I started primarily as a presentation skills coach because, who best to teach people how to stand in front of audiences and speak and communicate than performers. But that really expanded to being a holistic executive coach, almost like a life coach, where I really could use the experiences that I accumulated in my big time out, focusing on myself and bringing that into the coaching that I do with senior leaders and helping them to balance all of the insecurities and limiting beliefs and self-doubts and all of those things. Because luckily, communication is something that I'm actually interested in, because for me, communication is such a wide umbrella that encompasses so many things. Yes, it's about how you're showing up and how you're communicating your ideas, but how we communicate is a reflection of what's going on the inside. And so I think that my time doing all of that self-introspection really gave me a lot of insight into how the brain works, how the psyche works. And I really expanded into this idea of presence and really showing who you are authentically, really coming into your own in terms of your confidence, believing in yourself and your abilities, really having a sense of purpose and looking at what motivates you so that you are creating the experience that you want when you're communicating and influencing people. So that is really what I do. And now I'm a keynote speaker talking about personal power. And for me, personal power is all about the stories that you tell yourself. Do you feel empowered on the inside? And for me, the building blocks of personal power are authenticity, confidence, and purpose. They really create a framework for a belief system that is empowering. So I really like what I do now. It's very similar to acting, only I get to be on stages as myself and say my own words instead of someone else's words. And so for me, it's much more fulfilling.
I was a theater major in college, and I learned quickly that I should not be a theater major and be on stage as someone else. Like, I'm much better at just like you, like just being myself and talking to people, and it's so much more authentic. I want to talk about, and I know we're almost out of time. I'm gonna have to have you back, but about like imposter syndrome. And I'm curious, like, if you ever felt that, maybe even like during the acting thing, since you said like you weren't, like, it wasn't a dream, and then suddenly you're on all of these, great shows and films. Like, did you ever feel that? And why do so many people feel like that?
Oh, I definitely felt like an imposter. Because my successes, my internal sense of my own ability hadn't caught up to the success that I was experiencing on the outside. And I think as I've worked with a lot of people, I think imposter syndrome can come from a number of places. Yes, it can come from your lack of confidence in yourself. In other words, your belief in your ability doesn't match your actual ability. And that can go either way. You can be overconfident or underconfident relative to your actual ability. But I think for most people, it's, they still got some stories that they're telling themselves that is keeping them from feeling as confident as they should, given their actual ability. So that's one way that imposter syndrome can come up. I think another way is really the authenticity piece. There's some self-worth issues going on there. We don't believe that we deserve the success that we're getting because of, well, I'm this way, or I'm not, I'm not good enough, right? It's the shame beliefs that we can have that can interfere with us believing that we actually deserve to be seen and heard. So there are a lot of different things that can go on with imposter syndrome, but yes, it is very, very common. And luckily, I get to speak to audiences now to start to help people think about themselves differently, because the truth is, for most of us, there really isn't any reason that we should be doubting ourselves the way that we do. It's really past experiences that we've had, or we've internalized some messaging that we've gotten from parents, friends, the bully on the schoolyard, society, all of these external sources that tell us that there's something wrong with us, or we're not good enough, or that invalidate who we are or our experience. And that's really the work that we need to do.
Yeah, when you were talking about success, I think also, well, for me, it's like figuring out and also like realizing what success is, because I think we're always raising the bar for ourselves. So it feels like we're never, well, I'm not that, so I don't have 3 million views on so that's not successful. Or when you get to 3 million, then you're like, well, I don't have 5. So it's always like, well, I'm not successful because I keep raising the bar for myself, and we're not celebrating all of the successes that we're having.
You're absolutely right. I think it's Martha Graham who talked about having a divine dissatisfaction. So there can be that tension of, I want to do more. I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to keep stretching myself. That's great. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps us moving forward. And we also have to balance that with, like you said, celebrating our successes, celebrating our wins as we're going along, so that we're not self-flagellating. We're not, destroying ourselves as we continue to strive. We can do both. We can strive and also celebrate ourselves and recognize how far we've come at the same time.
What's the best way that people can connect with you?
Well, you can go to my website, michelleannjohnson.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, michelleannjohnson.com. And those are really the 2 ways to find me. And then also as a keynote speaker, I may be in your city, and on LinkedIn, I share with people where I'm going to be and what my schedule is going to be as a keynote speaker. So maybe we can connect in person.
Oh, fun. What do you love most about your life right now?
I love that I've been able to curate my life, like literally curate my life, so that there's nothing in my life that I haven't chosen to be here. And I feel very privileged to wake up every morning feeling like, wow, I'm so lucky. I'm so incredibly lucky. I've got, everything I need. All of my needs are met. I'm really in a place where that I dreamed about, when I was in that big timeout period, that 5-year period. I was so far away from where I am now in my own mind. It almost seemed like an impossibility. So for me to wake up every morning feeling like I've won the lottery, that to me is just so incredibly thrilling.
What a great answer. What a great answer. Thank you so much for being here, for jumping on and hanging out with me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, come back anytime. Michelle Ann Johnson, everyone, go to her website. I'm going to put it back up here one more time. It's michelleannjohnson.com, which is great. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Anna Przy after this. Don't go away. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your body is whispering secrets to you about the life you're here to live. Decode the messages about the joy you're meant to experience despite, or maybe because of, the condition that upended everything you thought you knew. If you're ready to make magic and meaning of your one wild and precious life, learn more about coaching with Nona at nonajordan.com.
All right, here we are. We're back. Thanks for watching. My next guest is someone who's redefining what it means to be an influencer in today's world. With over 1.4 million followers in social media, she has captivated audiences with her relatable realness and iconic catchphrases. She's a breath of fresh air in the often pressurized world of social media, reminding us that we are enough just as we are. Her openness about her own struggles has created a powerful community where people feel safe to share their experiences. She encourages us to reject societal expectations, prioritize our own well-being, and embrace the power of a good laugh. Get ready for some serious inspiration and a whole lot of joy, and please say hello to Anna Przy. Hi, Anna.
Oh my gosh. It's my first time speaking in my life. Hi. Oh my gosh. Michelle was so eloquent and well spoken and so lovely. And I'm like, oh no, I'm the opposite.
No, I love it. That's what's fun about this show is you get everybody. And that's what I love about having you here. I want to talk first, like completely, I don't know, well, kind of relevant. You spend so much time on TikTok and you have such a following, and people don't realize the community that is built on TikTok, that it's not
Hmm.
just people dancing and doing weird things, that there's so much connection on TikTok. Uh, can you talk about that with all the craziness that's happening with TikTok being gone for, 45 minutes and
Yeah,
the,
right.
the chaos that ensued and the fear because people are also making their money on it and being able to afford their lives this way. And I want to talk about that from your perspective.
TikTok, what it, on top of just being an incredible community builder, because you that people talk about this constantly, the value of the algorithm over there is just that you have access to such a wide variety of people. I
Yeah.
met my best friend on TikTok. I have built this beautiful group of human beings on TikTok. During the pandemic, I did a daily live and became just like so close with a group of people. Um, and on top of building community, it built my life up in a way where it built my confidence. It gave me permission. And
Mm.
TikTok was what got me on other apps. And, I'm still so grateful for every community I've built, but it all started at TikTok and just the way that it can bring the world together. And I always say the internet saved my life, but the thing that really saved my life was TikTok. So, I mean,
Mm.
I think it's invaluable and to be able to access 170 million people in this country, it gives you such a good perspective on the world and what's really going on. And yeah, the thought of losing it, even we kind of already did, just the thought
Yeah.
of the way that it's changing and censorship, and it's tough, but it really was magical.
Yeah. How do you navigate that as someone who spends so much time um on it? How do you like what's next?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
you
my
said,
gosh.
there's is something different about it. So like where do you
Yes.
go?
Uh, so far I've gone everywhere, and that we
Hmm.
always there was a lot of creators in the last like week of TikTok chaos kind of saying like, sorry I haven't been posting on TikTok. I've been setting up every other platform on earth. And it
Uh,
really is kind of what every TikTok creator was doing that week, was getting on Clapper, Lemonade, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Own, Neptune, uh this other one with an 8 in it, uh and Red Note, and just kind of, and YouTube, and just trying to get everywhere you can. And
yeah.
it it's it's not good, right? uh, that it's potentially going away, but it is a good reminder to expand your, and have a really diverse internet presence, because of course anything can go away at any time. um You just never think it'll happen to you
Yeah. Yeah.
until it does. Yeah.
Yeah. What made you want to get on TikTok and to be so open? And I mean, you're open, there's so much like honesty and truth
Yeah.
and on topics that a lot of people don't talk about, but you're also super funny and you're creating joy. What made you decide to do that? Because there had to have been some
Yeah.
fear, right?
When I started on TikTok, I just was using it as an outlet because at the time my job was on a pause and we were all laid off temporarily. And so it was like, I need a reason to get out of bed. I need a reason to exist each day, because I had had so much stock in being a career woman prior to all of this. And it was that daily just kind of getting up, coming up with something funny to post, and then going about it. And then what really did it for me was that live community. When I was going live every day, that was kind of where I got a chance to showcase me, even if it was just to 30 or 40 people, but to get that feedback uh gave me kind of the confidence to take that to the feed and just see where it would go. And I have long known that I'm not as unique as I think I am, in the way where if I am going through something that feels isolating and lonely, I know somebody else is going through it. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of where are they? And so TikTok is this great space where, hey, I'm feeling this way right now. And it just kind of casts a wider net to the people who need to hear it. And everybody just wants to know they're not alone. And everybody just wants
Yeah.
to know that other people are struggling. And everybody just wants, to feel a sense of community, even if it's parasocial. And I like to remind people that parasocial relationships are relationships, that they exist. And if I'm making you feel a way, that's a real thing. So it's just, it, it was that feedback, first of all, that's like, hey, no, we do need this, and then continuing it. And the person whose life I saved was mine, because the things that I'm sharing online are what I'm going through in real time. And it's kind of put me in this, not forced, but a slightly forced to learn and grow every day in front of people online, and get to be that person who's doing that for them, and either giving you permission to do the same, or planting seeds of potentially you changing or slowing down, or putting yourself first a little bit more. And yeah, I love that I have that ability to reach people I never could have found anywhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. With so many followers and people supporting you, do you have pressure at all to not skip a day, to, come up with something amazing? Or have you kind of settled into that of like, you know what, my followers love me no matter what?
The beauty of my platform and the beauty of the communities I've created is that I have that permission from both
Yeah.
myself and everybody to disappear every once in a while, or to say, hey, I'm really doing bad, and here's where I'm at. And I'm always like, I want to say lucky, but it's not luck. It's I set an example, and then I actually get to live the example in real time when I need a
Mm.
break, or it really is all too much, or I have I can say like, hey, you already did, 4 interviews today or something. Like, those count too toward this online life, and it's
Mhm.
okay if you don't post today. And it's permission from me, and it's permission from the world, but i I tend not to feel too pressured. I would if I took a week off or something, but the occasional day I feel pretty comfortable with.
You are now adding author to
Yeah.
your resume. Keep It Up, Cutie is the
Yes.
best book. Tell everybody about it.
Keep It Up, Cutie is a not quite self-help book. It is a flip to any page. It is just little quips and little words of wisdom, and they're never not relevant somehow. It's like those pictures where the eyes are always looking at you. It's like somehow every page could relate to whatever you're going through. And it's illustrated, and it's pink, and it's colorful, and it comes with stickers, because
Of
life is hard
course.
enough and everything should
Yeah.
come with stickers.
Speaking of stickers, have you seen the Lisa Frank documentary yet?
Okay, I have been a Lisa Frank lore lurker for a long time. So I
Mm.
haven't seen the new documentary, but I read a lot of scathing exposés written back in the day.
Oh, so you were like one of the originals who knew it wasn't great.
I know, and it was very stressful to have to watch other people be so excited about it and be like,
I
I know
know.
too much. I know too much.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. That's where the maybe the internet is the bad thing, when you end up finding out too much and
Yeah,
then
I know
life is
entirely
disappointing.
too much
Yeah, yeah.
about Lisa
I
Frank.
Yes. I love that you're also going on like a tour, which I think is great that people can
Yeah.
interact. You're gonna be in Cleveland, you're gonna be in Nashville. Tell everybody
Yes.
about this tour.
I will be in, yeah, I have a show called Keep It Up Cutie, sort of. I don't know, it's a working title. It's been working for 2 years, but we'll keep working at it. It's a storytelling comedy show. It's just me on stage for an hour. You giggle and you cry, and it has been amazing. I have done the West Coast and the East Coast, and this will be my first time going a little bit south. And I'm going to Cleveland February 28th and March 1st. I'll be at Whiz Bang Theater. It's only 65 seats, so if you're interested in going, you should get a seat. And then I'm going to Nashville I've never been to Nashville even as a person, so this will be my first time. And it's the day before my birthday. I have a
Oh
show
my
at
gosh.
Zany's, so that's crazy.
How does that feel in like your life plan?
More surreal right now when
Yeah.
I'm in it and I'm touring a lot. You sort of get lost in it and forget that this is crazy. But because I haven't done a show in so long, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll be ready to go back
Yeah.
out in front of people and spew my guts and oh.
You'll be ready. She'll be ready, and you should get tickets. What is the best way that people can get tickets and connect with you?
Yeah, everything under the sun lives at akprzy.com, and there's a link to all of my socials there, a live show tab, a travel with me tab, a book tab, all of the things. And yeah, I feel almost a little bit spread too thin on the internet right now, but I am everywhere.
Which is good. We need you. We need you. But take a break when you need to. Speaking of working titles, I want to know if you'll play like a little mini kind of game with me.
Of course.
The working title is Favorave, but I'm not quite sure yet. It's not really a game, but what I've decided is that I got to get this ready first. If you get all of these correct and there are no wrong answers, that everybody in the studio audience is going to get a copy of your book.
Oh, I love
Yes.
it. This is incredible.
All right, so basically this is just a crown full of topics, and you are going to tell me your favorite in whatever topic it is, okay? So pick a number between 1 and 10.
4.
Okay, so that's how many questions we'll ask you. Ready? Your favorite type of weather?
Oh, 68 degrees.
Wow.
Sunny, but a little breezy.
Perfect. That's
Yes.
not specific at all. I love it. Okay, your favorite quote or motto?
Ooh, all you have to be is here is my all the time life thing. And then your life doesn't have to look like anything you've ever seen before.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh. Write that down. All right. Your favorite type of lighting?
Natural. Just if we can get the sun to light the room, that's for the best. My least favorite type of lighting is fluorescent, of course.
Of course. Yes, I'm in front of 16,000 lights right now. Okay, and final question. Your favorite place to visit?
Italy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
My best friend lives there, to be fair. So it's like
win-win.
It's more about seeing her than anything.
Final question for you. What do you love most about your life right now?
I love that I'm constantly getting new opportunities. And I think I had never really thought that would still be happening at this point in my life.
I love that. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Of course.
In my little TV screen.
I love it. And you're all comfy. This is perfect. I was just talking to someone about having a new show called Pajama Party where you're forced to be in pajamas and like in bed on a chair on a couch, and you would be my first guest.
Yeah, I built my studio on a bed on purpose so that
smart. Very smart. Anna's book is called Keep It Up Cutie, available wherever you get books, I'm assuming.
Everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you go to akprzy.com, you can get signed copies at my book tab. So
love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day. We are going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go away.
You know what would be better than watching this commercial? Watching your commercial. Join the party that is Make Your Day Richer TV by advertising your brand, business, or project during the show. Use us to promote what you're doing to make our viewers' day richer. Scan the QR code or visit makeyourdayricher.com/advertising to start promoting today.
I almost forgot to remove Anna. That would have been awful. She wasn't prepared. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. Now's also a really good time to just share the show before we leave. All right? Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for an all-new episode. Bye-bye.